team of Liam Slater and the amazing Matt Myers.
Lead standout Liam Slater and Hull's amazing Matt Myers will be the first two men to step foot in the ring in the inaugural NGW England versus Scotland 3-match series. The incredibly thriving Scottish wrestling scene will send 4 of its representatives to take on 4 of England's very best, and we kick things off with this tag team match from Keighley. Man, I tell you what, Matt Myers and Liam Slater are 2 men that side by side have really brought out the best of each other. A graduate of the New Generation Wrestling Academy, standing side by side with one of its teachers, Matt Myers, but they have a big, long, tough road ahead of them as they are going to take on 2 of Glasgow's toughest men who are about to make their way to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, their opponents are representing Team Scotland.
Well, it's obvious from that reaction that Matt Myers and Liam Slater have the home country advantage. But if there's 2 Scottish representatives that do not care about the adulation of a live audience, it's the 2 men who will be their opponents in our opening contest.
Total combined weight, 583 pounds. This is the team of Davy Blaze and Kid Fite.
Well, 2 rugged and tough Glasgow natives. Between them, they have 18 years, almost 2 decades of wrestling experience. Kid Fite there on the left of your screen, debuted in 2003 and has been wrestling for 12 years. Davy Blaze started a little bit later in 2009 and has been wrestling for 6 years, but between them they are standouts of the Scottish scene, most notably Insane Championship Wrestling, ICW, who's been making waves in Scotland for some time, and now the Scottish invasion of British wrestling comes straight onto British Wrestling Weekly as NGW presents Team Scotland versus Team England. And don't forget that huge main event still to come. Nigel McGuinness steps back in the ring as the special guest referee as the Control's unstoppable monster Rampage Brown takes on Liverpool's #1 Zach Gibson in front of a jam-packed and historic Liverpool Olympia. That's your main event. But the England-Scotland series is something I'm very much looking forward to, because the last time we saw Team Scotland in this building, there was a vicious beatdown of the show stealer Nathan Cruz that only came to an end when men such as Slater and Matt Myers broke it up. In fact, Liam Slater, the young 19-year-old from Leeds, broke the nose of Davy Blaze, so you've got to believe, yeah, there's some animosity between all 4 men. It's a very patriotic feel in this crowd right now, and I think you're going to hear it as a vocal Keighley audience show their disdain for the 2 Scots. And there's some incredible Scottish talent that's going to take part in this series. But you hear right now the reaction for Slater and Myers, because this crowd here in Keighley, alongside the viewers of British Wrestling Weekly, have seen both Slater and Myers go through some incredible battles on this programme. I always mention the awesome contest when Matt Myers took on the then champion Rampage Brown, who we'll see later. But this one underway now. I want to say jump before the bell, but it was almost perfectly timed because the bell rang the moment this one started. Kid Fite, Davy Blaze goes for a send off the ropes, but a double drop kick sends both men down. And a double clothesline sends the largest man in the match, Davy Blaze, to the outside. And I tell you what, Davy Blaze is a man and a monster all rolled into one. This guy is a machine, and Kid Fite is a sly customer. The most experienced man in that ring right now, and a real standout on the scene. He's a rugged, tough, and really savvy customer. And Liam Slater is in there. Oh. And Slater there, doing that Venga Bus dance, gets under the skin of Kid Fite. And a roll up there, just a 2. And look at that by Slater. Faked the leg there. Kid Fite went for it. And a backslide. And the Venga boys and the Venga bus are back in town with Liam Slater. Big uppercut. We're going to have to take a very short commercial break. But don't go anywhere, because our huge main event and this match continues. With you here on British Wrestling Weekly, Alex Shane joining you at ringside for the opening contest in NGW's first ever England v Scotland 3-match series. Liam Slater there in the ring with Glasgow's Kid Fite, which Fite off into the ropes. Reversal there, and a double leg sunset flip. Oh no, and a double foot stomp. Man, I tell you, Kid Fite is a man who has won titles all across Europe. He is the master of the brainbuster in Scottish wrestling, and you've got to believe that he's going to be going for it in this match. And there you see on our replay exactly how the team of Davy Blaze and Kid Fite got the upper hand on the most inexperienced man in this match, young Liam Slater, who turned around and walked straight into that back elbow by Kid Fite. And the Scottish team really showing their dominance. And look at Davy Blaze. Don't forget that Liam Slater broke Davy Blaze's nose the last time they appeared on this show. And now it's an opportunity for the biggest man in this contest, the rugged brawler. Look at that. Look at that. Raking that forearm across the eye, man, that's just vicious. And the referee got to do something about that, he only does. Davy Blaze smart enough to break that before the 5 count, because this England v Scotland series is so important. The Scottish wrestling scene is at an all-time high, thanks to the men in this ring and companies like ICW. So right now it's down to the Scottish team to prove their dominance outside of Scotland, and that's what they aim to do on young Liam Slater here, the 19-year-old lead standout. Don't forget we have a huge main event still to come. Rampage Brown, the unstoppable monster of the control, takes on Liverpool's #1 Zach Gibson, with British wrestling legend, former Ring of Honor and TNA star Nigel McGuinness as the referee. And also, I've got to tell you that this series between Scotland and England continues next week, with the NGW champion Nathan Cruz taking on Lionheart. More on that one later. But Liam Slater now using his speed and agility and makes the tag to Hulk's amazing Matt Myers, who comes in, ducks a clothesline from Blaze. And a big kick there, second one, hits the ropes, comes back, and well, look at that, look at that. Man, how fast is Myers? How fast is Myers? This guy, quicker than a hiccup. Belly to back, lands on his feet there. And Davy Blaze, man, that was a big body slam on a big man, but Myers isn't finished. Tex rope, second rope Myers saw. Comes down, ref in position, 2-0. Wow, Kid Fite there, able to break it up. And smart move there by Glasgow's Kid Fite. Knocks Liam Slater off the ring apron. So close there to Matt Myers, and Liam Slater winning the first of these contests in NGW's England v Scotland series. Davy Blaze in the corner. Agility there, goes over and oh no. Kid Fite with that. Man, he went for it, hit that brainbuster and a follow-up splash. That's got to be all. 2 and no way. Matt Myers, that is unbelievable. Matt Myers kicking out of that double team attempt. And this team from Glasgow, Scotland looks stunned, and so am I, because I don't know how Matt Myers did it, but he was able to. Kid Fite runs into a boot there. Davy Blaze follows up. Myers out of the way, makes the tag. And this one is still on and not over yet. Up and over. Look at Matt Myers. My word, look at Matt Myers. Davy Blaze, but keep your eye. No way. Oh. Slater and Myers win.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winners of the match for England, the team of the amazing Matt Myers and Liam Slater.
Well, what a shocking way to start NGW's England v Scotland series. As two of the toughest men that I've ever seen from the streets of Glasgow just got beaten out opening contest in the series. That big dive you see from Matt Myers in our replay. And it was Liam Slater able to use his full bodyweight lateral press, and it was just enough to sneak, and I do mean sneak, a victory in our opening tag team contest. But this one far from over, because next week we will see Joe Hendry against Robbie X and Nathan Cruz against Lionheart. We'll hear from Lionheart later, but don't forget our huge main event is just round the corner. The England v Scotland series continues, and this one is far, far from over.
So Matt Myers and Liam Slater there kicking off NGW's first ever England versus Scotland series, and in the process picking up a big win for their team against Glasgow's Kid Fite and Davy Blaze. The series